What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the all-new 2020 Volkswagen Tiguan. Now, when I say all new, there aren't really that many things that are new about the Tiguan. It was freshly redesigned in 2018, so it's only been a few model years since then, and so you're not going to have a lot of radical redesign, and that's just what we come to expect in the car market. But there are some nice new standard features, not only specifically on the Tiguan, but just on Volkswagens for 2020 in general, that we'll talk about in this video, and I have another video coming out about that later on this month. But there's a reason that the Tiguan has won so many awards and is arguably the most popular vehicle that I've ever made a video on. I know a ton of the audience, and maybe a lot of you guys watching now, saw my 2019 Tiguan review, my 2019 hidden feature Tiguan video, part 1, part 2, CarPlay video on the Tiguan, things like that, top tech maybe. This is an extremely popular car, and for very good reason. It's got a nice price point, it's got a nice set of features, and it's just well made. Volkswagen makes cars really nice. So unfortunately, due to the limited availability right now, it's very early on. This is one of the first ones we've got on the lot. So it is an S trim, so base, as low as you can go, basically. So it's not gonna have bells and whistles. It's not gonna have the digital dash. It's not gonna have like a panoramic sunroof. It's not gonna have LED headlights. It's not gonna have all the safety features you can get, the, keyless access, all those different types of things. But it does have some nice new features that I do wanna talk about. Now, the first thing they've added that's new is standard safety features, a few that we didn't have before. And I really like that all the car manufacturers, at least mainly the ones that I cover, are starting to do this, where they give you almost all your safety features starting at the base level, which I think should always have been done, but it's nice that we're actually seeing that now. So this has front assist, side assist, and a rear traffic alert standard, starting at the S trim. And then you add a few more when you go up, which is to be expected at this price point, but it's nice that they did that. Another thing that they've done on the inside is they give you standard Wi-Fi connectivity. Now, you do have to pay for it. It's a subscription type thing. It's just how it works. But it is nice that it is now standard, that you can have Wi-Fi standard. That's the same, all Chevys have Wi-Fi standard. Even some Chevys that have manual folding windows have Wi-Fi. I don't know about that, but you do get Wi-Fi connectivity here in the 2020 Tiguan. Another feature that they added that's new is their new CarNet system. They've revamped the whole deal. Now, I'm making an entire video about this where I'm gonna break down each of the tiers, but basically they've changed it so there's 4 different tiers. The first tier you get is the remote start tier, and it's free. So this one has it completely free. It's standard across the board, and it gets you the ability to connect to the CarNet app, and that will let you remote start your vehicle and do some other things like turn the lights on and off, lock and unlock the doors, that kind of stuff. So look out for my video where I break down all the different tiers, but that is one of the nice new features that they've tossed in, is a fully revamped CarNet system. Now, in addition to that, you also have some new connectivity options. Inside the cabin, they've kind of done away with USB-A ports. You now have 2 USB-C ports, which is very forward-thinking. A lot of stuff is going to USB-C now, almost everything. We still have some USB-A connectivity. Even iPhones still have USB-A connectivity, which frustrates the ever-living heck out of me, but that is just what we're stuck with. So 2 USB-C ports and the 12-volt outlet, which you'd come to expect. You also have optional wireless charging pad that's available, I'm pretty sure, on the SE and higher, so we don't have it here on the S, unfortunately. And finally, there were a few changes to some of the trim levels. So instead of 7 trims, you now have 5 trims, and they've made some adjustments to what comes standard in those trims. So removing stuff from one trim, putting it in another, things like that. We see it all the time. And there is a slight price increase. Now, I think that's kind of warranted. It's a new model year, so they usually have a price increase, but you also have a couple more standard features across the board. So maybe it's worth the extra cost, maybe not, but we'll talk about that a little more clearly in just a bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at what you get here on the S trim. All right, so we're gonna kind of do a walk and talk here. So if my mic sounds a little weird, it's because it's so close to me, but here we go. So under the hood, you've got a 2.0 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. It's very, very zippy. I floored it as soon as I got into it. It's a fast little engine. You've got 27 miles per gallon highway, 20 miles per gallon city. Up front, you've got the chrome Volkswagen badging with kind of a sculpted grille there. Automatic halogen headlights with LED daytime running lights and LED tail lights. I'm kind of confused as to why they don't just go ahead and slap some LED headlights in there, but nonetheless, there you are with your halogen headlights. Moving on over, you do not have fog lights, not on this trim at least. 17-inch wheels with 17-inch rims, nothing fancy about them, just kind of like a Trident looking spoke there, nothing fancy. Over on the side mirrors, you do have heated side mirrors with blind spot monitoring and an integrated turn signal. So some pretty nice side mirrors for an S model. As we move on to the back, like I mentioned, you do have LED tail lights. You've got your 4Motion all-wheel drive system. Not anything fancy as far as rear gate options go. It's just a manual gate where you have to, you do have a button underneath, but you do have to lift it yourself. You have dual chrome exhaust tips. And a lot of people commented or have commented in the past, oh, those are fake. Okay, they're still chrome exhaust tips, and no one's gonna go up and feel them to see whether they're real or not. They look nice nonetheless. Standard rear vision camera there underneath. Tiguan badging, 4Motion all-wheel drive badging, rear windshield wiper, no sunroof or moonroof up top. You do have like roof rails. Not sure how helpful those will be. They're not very thick or very tall, but they're there nonetheless. Let's go ahead and hop inside the cabin. So inside you got a pretty standard layout here. Just your normal Volkswagen steering wheel, same kind of feel to it, same button layout that we're used to seeing. Now these normally would control the digital dash up here. Unfortunately, as you can see, no digital dash, just a small color cluster there right in between the gauges. Got your wiper controls, or your light controls here, wiper controls here. You've got your, switch for the lights there. Just everything's pretty much the same as you're used to seeing. Over here, you've got just the smaller display. So I think it's about 6.5 inches, but it does have the same kind of look to it with the updated user interface. You've got phone, radio, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, vehicle information as well, all that kind of good stuff that we're used to seeing. Nothing crazy there. But you can also, connect a smartphone, like I said. Additionally, you do have some ability to change the lighting controls right here just by swiping down from the top here and adjusting the brightness of your instrument panel. Because that is the only control that you have of that now, there is no physical control for that lighting anymore. It's all up here digitally. Now, no dual zone climate control here, just standard manual climate control with those standard dials, and you've got a rear defogger, all that kind of stuff, but nothing fancy again at all because we are dealing with the base model. Moving on down, like I mentioned, you've got 2 USB-C ports and that 12-volt power outlet, so no USB-A ports. So get ready to adjust to USB-C only. Moving on over to the 8-speed automatic transmission with Tiptronic and Sport mode right there. You've got an electronic parking brake here, as well as the drive mode selector here. So you've got, as you turn this dial, it will change up here on the screen. But you've got off-road, off-road custom, you've got normal, and then you have snow. So all right there with the drive mode selector. Just your standard cup holders, got my water bottle in there. Nothing fancy inside the glove box, no SD card reader, nothing like that, at least not here on the S. Got some nice polished silver pieces here. The cabin is pretty plain outside of some gray plastic pieces. It's all basically one tone, even on the seats. You kind of have a little bit of a two-tone diamond mesh pattern there on the seats, but they are just cloth manual seats, nothing fancy. Again, we're dealing with the base model. This is just a first look. Nothing fancy up on the mirror, just a standard mirror. No camera, no auto dimming, no compass, no universal garage door, nothing like that. You've got your light controls here and then your OnStar buttons here. In the back seat here, you've got some vents there, which are nice, and only one 12-volt outlet, so no USB ports at all in the back seats, which I don't love that, but again, we are dealing with a base model here. Same sort of diamond like quilted pattern on the rear seats, not only the second row, but this Tiguan also has the third row option. So back there, only one of them's put up right now. You can see it's got the plastic still around the headrest there, but there is an entire third row back there. Third row it's not a snug, or it is a snug, it is not a comfortable third row, but it exists nonetheless. But you can fold those seats down if you don't typically use the third row, and you get a little bit more storage space in the trunk. Now, like I mentioned, there are some updates on some of the trim levels. To start, the Tiguan SE R line now has 20-inch black aluminum alloy wheels, a black headliner, and black accented R-line bumpers and badging. It also comes with front and rear park distance control and a panoramic sunroof. And the Tiguan SEL and SEL Premium R-Line improves the in-car experience with new features like rain-sensing windshield wipers, an auto-dimming rearview mirror, and heated steering wheel. And the SEL Premium R-Line adds 20-inch wheels, standard R-Line content, and heated wiper parks. All right, guys, and that is just about it here on the base model of the new 2020 Tiguan. So a couple changes that are noticeable, like I mentioned, no USB-A ports, just USB-C ports, that updated CarNet system, which I'm gonna have a whole video detailing, so watch out for that. Hit that subscribe button if you wanna see that. And some of the standard safety features, front assist, side assist, and the rear traffic alert. All standard, even on the base trim. And if you jump up one more trim, not only do you get all of those things, rear side mirrors with blind spot monitoring that are heated and integrated turn signals, electronic parking brake, but you also will get a wireless charging pad. All good stuff here on the new 2020 Tiguan. So if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. Let me know you loved it. Tell me in the comments down below, are you gonna get your hands on a Tiguan? Do you already have a 2019? Because those are gonna be a little bit cheaper now. What are you looking forward to most about the top of the line trims of the Tiguan? And hit that subscribe button, like I said, to be among the first to see my full video on the CarNet system. And then when we get our hands on a SEL Premium, I will be sure to bring you more content on the 2020 Tiguan. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you in the next one.